All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Burglar Report. Your number one choice for news, politics, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Put some fucking hair in your chest. Holy shit. I, of course, am your yakety schmackety host, Dave Steppenwolf. And I had to kick it up a notch. Well, with the wee bit to the Irish whiskey, you know what I'm saying, lasses? My fucking accent's terrible. It has been said that when the people feel the government fuck that up already. That didn't take long. This is why I don't practice shit in my head, because I fuck it up. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. And when the government fears the people, there is liberty. And when the mainstream media controls the fucking narrative, there is mass hypocrisy and fucking brain cancer and mind control. That last part might have ad-libbed, but that's how I feel. Shit went down today. Wasn't a whole lot of shit, but if you're watching the mainstream news, it was a fucking terrorist attack. We had the fucking insurrection. Holy shit. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, I was saying my video from yesterday, or this morning rather, yesterday morning, I don't know, whatever, whenever you watched it. I figured something was gonna go down. I was hoping a few maybe scuffles, nothing more than that. Last event in DC, there were some fights and some stabbings between Proud Boys and Antifa types, left and right. I don't know if it was those particular groups, but essentially there was some skirmishes. And today, where was Antifa today? So weird. Isn't that strange? You know, the leader of the Proud Boys was not white. A lot of people think Proud Boys is a white supremacist group. I believe the leader is Afro-Cuban. He was banned from D.C., arrested upon landing. And one of the remarks he said is that we're going to just dress up all in black. We're going to dress like Antifa. And then Antifa came out and said, we're going to dress like the Proud Boys. Huh. Wow. And yet they were nowhere to be found. Usually they're starting some shit. Where the fuck did they go? Very, very interesting. Now, let me recap, in case you don't know what happened. Bunch of protesters. Okay, well, Trump gave a rally speech. They're saying he incited some kind of violence. Didn't do that. A lot of protesters went to the Capitol building where they were counting the votes and went inside. Now, the media is saying they stormed the Capitol. They use all these crazy adjectives, and you kind of see a few points of aggression for some of the, I guess, home videos or cell phone videos, or the fuck. But for the most part, their storming in seemed like kind of a herd of cows just moseying on in. There was a lot of walking going on, maybe some little bits of running here. Wasn't quite the storm, but they did enter. There were windows bashed in. There were barricades broken. There was mace sprayed against the police. So there was some violence. I'm not going to say there wasn't. I'm not condoning it. I don't think that was the right fucking way to go. Unless, of course, you're BLM or Antifa, then violence is the name of the fucking game. But, from my own observations, people committing some of these violent acts, like smashing in the windows of the doors and breaking the barriers, they were all fucking wearing masks. Now, I don't recall any protests in the past where the Proud Boys wore masks. Antifa wears masks. Antifa says they're going to dress up like the Proud Boys today. This is some good coffee. So, I don't know. You put two and two together. Was there agent provocateurs? Quite possibly. I mean, there were clearly some during the initial George Floyd riots. There were plenty of video of people just en masse smashing windows. Just, I mean, you had a protest where protests are fine. When you start breaking shit, you're rioting. No, sir. Get the fuck out of here. That's when people should step up and tackle the idiot starting the shit. But there are plenty of videos of pallets of bricks, pallets of cement blocks, plenty good shit to throw prior to these, not to deflect, but prior to these George Floyd riots. And there were provocateurs in the groups causing shit to be burned down. And it kind of seemed like there was something along those lines today. But who knows? Clearly speculation. I wasn't fucking there. The videos are terrible. And one poor lady did lose her life. Looked like she was trying to get into the actual redundant, or whatever they call it. I don't fucking know. Redundant. Because all the fucking politicians are redundant. Hey-o. And there are photos of, was it federal cops or security on the other end pointing their guns at the door, where it looks like the lady got shot in the neck and it passed away from her wound. Very sad. I believe she was a 14-year Air Force veteran. I think her name was Ashley Bobbitt. I read that earlier. And you know me, I just fucking fly off the cuff with this shit. So, that's what happened today for the most part. National Guard was there. A lot of cops were there. They pushed everyone back. During that whole event, they shot tear gas in the damn freaking room, which is potentially deadly. And, all the freaking senators and House members, or whatever the hell they were at, senators I think it was, put on their masks, they were escorted out. They came back. They did their voting. I don't know. So something happened. And I think it's the beginning of more something happening. But the media is just saying this is like the worst fucking thing since 9/11. This is some crazy terrorist attack. And that's where I refer to the hypocrisy, brain cancer nonsense, because where the fuck was the media saying this when Antifa was in Oregon shooting fireworks at the federal buildings and throwing Molotov fucking cocktails? None of that shit was happening today with the Trump supporters. A lot of screamings, a lot of fucking screamings. A lot of screaming, a lot of F-bombs. A lot of aggressive behavior for sure. But shit wasn't being thrown. It was pretty tame as far as riots go. And once they got in there, they were kind of just standing around, talking to each other, taking pictures. They weren't fucking graffitiing. They weren't burning shit down. They weren't starting to fucking light fires everywhere like Antifa likes to do. During the George Floyd protest, I live in Southern California, out here, or DMV, in San Bernardino. Some fucking guy with a fucking mask on was in there trying to burn shit down. He broke into the DMV, and you see him with some little torch lighter trying to burn the fucking DMV down. I don't understand it. It's as bad as the AutoZone being burned down in Minneapolis and Target and all that shit being looted. It's fucking crazy. But, the whole narrative, whole narrative is being controlled by the left. You got Twitter deleting President Trump's tweet. It was a 1 minute long tweet. He called for peace, called for protesters to go home. It's like, I know how you feel. It's time to go home. This is not what we're about. Which is the truth. This is not what we're about, and yet, right away, the media is calling for massive crackdowns on these Trump supporters that are just fucking apparently all white supremacists. And even though if you watch the videos, there's plenty of blacks and Hispanics in the groups. But they're not going to show you that. They fucking deleted the president's tweet. They always do that shit. And this is the one where he's calling for peace, and that's fucking nuts. That is crazy. And people, they're just so brainwashed by this, and they think that's what should be done. I got plenty of, I was born and raised Democrat. I got plenty of liberal family, and they're all over Twitter, or Facebook. Yeah, both Facebook and Twitter. And they're just like, these people should be shot on sight. Trump should be dragged out and shot, and calling for all kinds of fucking violence. No censorship, no deleting, because it's okay for the left to do it. Why? How come? This is just the most open hypocrisy, the most open 1984 doublespeak, the most open good is bad, bad is good, and people don't see it. Why don't you see it? If you're a staunch Democrat supporter, why don't you at least see the hypocrisy? the Trump supporters, their quote unquote riot today, it was lame. Okay, it was shitty. Shouldn't have happened because now it. I mean, you already had like fucking Cindy Powell and Lynn Wood or whatever the fucking guy's name is tweeting all kinds of crazy shit. You had the Kraken lawsuits. Really made Trump supporters look stupid. And now they get up there and this happens. Could have been led on by agent provocateurs, I'm just saying. Or the fuck was Antifa? And it makes them look bad. You know, and I'm a Trump supporter. I don't like the Democrats or Republicans. The main line, anyways. I like conservative ideas. I like liberal ideas. I'm libertarian. But I support Trump because he's anti-establishment. Look at what the establishment is getting you on the left. Look at the whole fucking fraud squad, voting for Pelosi, bowing down, kissing the fucking ancient ass, and won't force the Medicare for All vote. Won't fucking do what the people want. The establishment hijacks these movements. The establishment hijacked the Tea Party movement, which later became the Trump movement. They hijacked the Bernie movement, which is, you know, the progressives. The establishment is hijacking it and pulling the wool over your fucking eyes, and the media is lockstep with them. You want to talk about Antifa? You want to talk about fascism? Actual fascism via Mussolini out of Italy, where corporations and government are working together? What the hell do you think the fucking news media is doing with the government? All leftist control. There's your fascism. We're not talking about Hitler's fascism. His was more of a totalitarian military control shit. But it did start off, the Nazi Party stands for National Socialist. Start off with some leftist authoritarian creating the boogeyman. A lot of fucking parodies, but people don't want to see it because they're leftist media saying Trump is somehow fucking Hitler. The guy can't even fucking comb his hair right. But whatever. People are going to believe what they want to believe. And this shit's going to continue. I mean, they were supposed to, I don't know. They're supposed to have second sets of electors. They're supposed to debate and object. And I don't even know if that's going to happen now. I was watching something earlier. Looks like they continue, or in the House, and it was all voted to reject all that shit. I missed the part where they're voting in the Senate. But I'm sure the objections will be thrown out, and then Biden's going to be fucking counting his votes, and, you know, half the country is just not going to have their voice being heard. And it's going to escalate. I don't want it to. Fuck, I don't want it to. I don't want any of this Civil War nonsense. I prefer just Trump took action. Shit. Let the people be people and go to work and open the fucking economy back up. But not sit there and want to fight each other or fight police. A lot of Trump supporters aren't back in the blue anymore. Because they're doing unconstitutional, they're, you know, they're engaging with these lockdowns, and they're just the hypocrisy. The left, when they're out there rioting, destroying cities, burning shit down, oh, they were the darlings. They were peaceful protesters. But yet one fucking door and one Capitol building stormed by some fucking Trump supporters and they're fucking terrorists? You're out of your fucking mind. But whatever. That's the narrative. Either you're going to wake up or you're not. I mean, people, they just think they're so smart because they follow Stephen Colbert and fucking John Oliver and what's his fuck, the Daily Show guy, the new guy. And because those guys are trendy and funny and witty, that's how they get their news. They don't know what the fuck is going on in the rest of the world. And they don't look to alternative media that actually shows facts to stories and background and history and nuance and actual information, not just opinion. But what are you going to do? That's why I'm here. Trying to wake you guys up with some funny shenanigans, but, you know, I'm fucking half retarded, so what do you want me to do? But it's what it is. We'll see what goes on. Big news today. That's why I got the big news suspenders. I also got a new mask today. I don't know if you noticed. It looks kind of weird, though. It makes me look like I don't have a chin. But if you made it this far, like and subscribe on my BitChute and YouTube. And I'm going to go live on Twitch right now. Hopefully I can get a good audience going. If not, you know, catch you on the weekends. I usually go live on the weekends. Had some good conversations. Philosophical, political, mostly nonsensical. All the calls. So, I will see you later. And have a good one. Stay safe. And, yeah, don't believe shit. Except my show.